Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back. I'm excited this morning. Excited to share with y'all the start of our Rice and Gravy Chronicles. That's big over here in South Louisiana. Rice and gravy, it's a staple over here, and I'm going to be sharing that with y'all today. Our video today is going to be lengthy. It's rather lengthy, but there's a lot of instruction that goes on in there in order to have a good rice and gravy. That's important over here. A good rice and gravy is kind of how they measure you if you're a good cook or not. So bear with me, and I'll see you in the kitchen.
Hey, Ray, let's go to lunch there.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Today we're kicking off our first segment of Rice and Gravy Chronicles. And what we're having today is chicken, smothered chicken, sticky chicken, chicken in the gravy. We got a lot of different names. One of my favorite dishes, my crew's favorite dish. This is what they love the most. That's why I decided to put that one first. All right, you see we have very simple ingredients to start. That's some chicken, some onion, some bell peppers. Of course, my mustard, you know I love that the most. Captain Kobe's Cajun seasoning coming your way. It's getting blended as we speak. Should be out to everybody out there within the next month or so. So stay tuned, that's coming. All right, a lot of times people when they cut leg quarters, and the reason why I like to do leg quarters is because I like dark meat the most. Dark meat's my favorite meat. It's juicier. It tastes better to me. It doesn't dry out, especially even when you make it in the gravy. A lot of people struggle with putting a whole piece of chicken or the whole leg quarter in there. What we're going to do is we're going to cut them. And this chicken has a knuckle between this leg and this thigh right here. And a simple way to cut that is you just stick it right in the middle right here, right in this crease. As you can see this getting going right here. There's a crease, and you get to that knuckle or that joint. Everybody see that? So what we want to do is just fold this over like that, and we're going to bring this knife right through it. Find that knuckle and cut right through it. Everybody saw that? Pretty simple. Sometimes you can get it right on. So we're going to do that one more time. We're going to cut it right in half like that. Bring it up. If you can grab that old slimy chicken and come right straight up through the knuckle. Everybody see that? It's very simple. And we'll get that cut up right quick, and then we'll get to seasoning. All right. Now we're going to come back over here. We're going to season our chicken. We all know Captain Kobe loves his mustard, right? So we're going to hit this up. Well, maybe not. Just got a lid on it. You might not eat today. All right, next thing I want to do is I want to season my chicken. And we all know Captain Kobe likes his mustard. So I'm going to season this with a little mustard. Don't get too crazy because we want to brown this. All right, about like that. I'm just gonna rub that all together, get that all over, both sides. All right. We're gonna wash our hands and then we're gonna put our seasoning on. All right, now that our hands are clean, we're gonna come and get our specially blended Captain Kobe's Cajun seasoning right here. And we're gonna dust this real good, right? We like to season well. And you know me, I'll be scared to season, right? All right. Let's see this. Maybe we could just turn this like this. Look at that. You ain't got to get your hands all full of mustard and chicken guts and all of everything else, right? Let's see. All right. I like it. Now, one thing we got to do when we're going to make this sticky chicken or smothered chicken is we're going to add a little bit of sugar to this. Not for taste purposes, mostly for browning purposes. It helps you get that dark gravy in there. It helps you, when things are gone, they'll stick to the bottom a little bit. When you kind of scratch it, get them greamies going in there. That's what's going to help you get that dark gravy. Chicken's very hard to make a dark gravy by itself. This is the accelerator. So we're going to put a little bit on top. Not much, just a little bit. All right. And now that we got our chicken season ready to go, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a little oil, put it in our trusted black pot. All my rice and gravies, I make in a black pot that think it almost cook your rice and gravy for by yourself. We've been cooking this black pot at the fire station for years. So it has years of gravy already stained in this pot. We're gonna drag some of it out of here in just a minute. All right. All right, what we have here is we have a little bit of grease in our pot. You can use any type of oil. You can use coconut oil, you can use peanut oil, you can use just regular canola oil, vegetable oil, whatever it is. Coconut oil seems to burn a little bit better. It don't get so cooked so hard, so hot when you cook it. It can take the heat real well. So I had just a little bit of coconut oil in there, and we're about to put our chicken on. Oh, wait a minute. Forgot something. Forgot our sausage. Almost screwed that up, right? All right, what we have here is some chicken sausage to go along with our chicken. And what I like to do is I like to brown my sausage first, get a good little base down there, and then we'll start browning our chicken after that. You don't have to add any seasoning to our sausage. This chicken sausage comes from Bros Mart. This is the best chicken sausage around here. That's why I like to go. Some good local people who own that, who have some great local products. Bros Mart chicken sausage, best place to get it. All right, we got our stuff heated up right here. Get that kind of going a little bit. And get our sausage going in here. All right. Right. The key to rice and gravies here in Louisiana is browning everything. Everything we eat is brown. How good you brown your food, how dark your gravy is, that's the key. That's kind of what we measure everything by over here. The sausage is not going to give us that much of a browning thing. It will give us a little bit, but it won't give us as much as we will with our chicken with the sugar on top of that, all right? And then after we get all that brown, we're going to finish that off with our onions and bell peppers. And we'll show you how that's done in just a second. All right, as you can see, our sausage is starting to brown a little bit. All right. And listen, do not mistake this right here for just being brown, okay? We want that sausage to cook down a little bit. Get a little bit of grease on it just so it don't stick a little bit right here. All right, and what's going to happen here, it's going to cook down. It's going to make some little grease for us. It's going to help make our gravy darker too, okay? So we're going to let this cook down. I want to show you the process of that. Cook all sides of that. We're going to get them going in just a minute then. Alright, as you can see, we're kind of cooking right along here. We're getting everything brown. See how this has started browning up real nice right here? Alright. You want to be careful when you're cooking this. You want to cook this one about a medium-high fire. You don't want it on full blast, and you don't want it too where it's going to take forever to brown all of this stuff in. Medium-high is a good fire that you can cook it on. Now you're going to have to babysit this a little while. You're going to have to stay with it, cook it, watch it brown. Let it go, especially when we put our chicken in there. We're going to be moving that around, let it brown. We don't want all that skin to start sticking to the bottom. So we're going to try to move this a lot, but we still want to establish that. And if you look good right here, you can see this right here? Starting to get what's called some greenies right there, right? That's what's going to help us make our gravy. We're going to get even more of that once we put our chicken in there. But that's the start of it. And originally when I started making sticky chicken or chicken in the gravy, we never really put sausage in it. That's a fire station thing for me. We learned that over here as firemen. I think it gives it a little bit extra flavor. I really like it with the sausage in there. And also helps go a long way. When people come eat, you cook up a lot more people, you can add a couple extra pounds of meat in there. Sausage is a good way to do that instead of buying 42 pounds of chicken. Alright, our sausage is pretty close to being done. What we're going to do is we're going to take it out, put it in a pot right here. As you can see, we browned up pretty good. Chicken sausage doesn't take that long to do. Get it browned up. And you want to put that in the pot right here. That way, if you have a bunch of chicken to cook, you may have 10 pounds of chicken that you want to cook right there. You're going to have to keep putting some of that stuff up and over. So we go ahead and get this started. And if you notice, we got seasoning on both sides of it. You see that? You want to season both sides. You want everything to have seasoning on it. You just don't want the top to have seasoning. You want everything to have seasoning on it. Alright? And when you brown it, make sure you got a good bit. Get smoke in here when we get the browning stuff, especially here at the fire stick. So we're going to try to fit all this in one pot. We'll be close. Real close. I think we're gonna make. Alright, let's see what we got here. Can't put another piece of chicken in there even if we want it. Alright, we're gonna let this cook down. We're gonna brown this too. And after that, we'll incorporate these onions and bell peppers and get this going. Alright, as you can see, we're coming right along. We're still browning. Now, a little trick for everybody to know is I try to start with everything on the same side. So we start with the skin side down. I try to put everything with the skin side down, like that way you know when you're flipping, especially when you do a lot, it should all be on the top. When you finish your turn. Getting a little escape right there. And that's alright if that happens. We're going to probably come off in the cook anyway. Alright, move this on over right here. And the legs will just flip right on over. With chicken, you have to turn it constantly, because if not, you're going to lose your skin like this all the time. So that's the little hot part of the pot right there. Keep that going. We don't want to lose all our skin. We make a chicken crackling before we know it, even though that is awesome. Alright, just about finished browning here. If you come get a close up in here, and you can see how our chicken got good brown everywhere. I like that. Both sides got a little bit brown into it. Alright, let's go ahead and take this out. And we're going to get this ready. Alright, now, you get a good shot in here, you're going to see it's pretty much just grease. But all these little things right here, it's kind of hard to see, is what's going to make our gravy dark, right? And what we're going to do to pull that off the bottom, as you think things are starting to stick to our bottom right here, what we're going to do to pull that off the bottom is onions and bell peppers. We'll take these onions and bell peppers. Right? And what I like to do is that thing's gonna start, these onions when they cook down, they let the water come out of them, out of your onions and bell peppers. You gotta take all this stuff, and you can see on this pot, you see real well, see how this is kind of, feels like it's sticking to the pot? Well, we're just going to keep bringing this over on there. We should take all that stuff out of there. Alright? And you're going to drop these onions in here. That smells so good. Oh my God, I love that smell. That's when people come running. What you cooking? What's going on in there? They want to know what's happening. But if you get to cooking, as you can see, you see how this? We're kind of scratching that pot. All that stuff's coming off our pot. But if you get to a spot, might be give you a little trouble. Might not want to come cook off right here. Alright? Show you a quick little trick. We're just going to add a little water. And you're going to see it's going to start boiling hard right there. Right? And once you get to that, just scratch that right off. Okay? And what you see right here, this darkness, this is what our gravy is going to look like. Okay? This will be the darkness of our gravy. It's a good looking little gravy, especially for a chicken, especially for a sticky chicken. Nice looking gravy. What we're going to do is we're going to cook this down. We're going to let this caramelize, and you'll be able to see how this is. See how everything's still kind of white. This will start cooking down. This will brown real well too. And what we're going to do, once these onions and bell pepper start sticking a little bit, we're going to add a little bit of water to that to try to take that off the bottom. And then we'll just add our chicken, put some water in there, and we'll let that steam finish it off. Alright, sometimes when you're cooking, especially when you're browning, you'll have one spot. As you can see, if you get a little close-up shot in here, you can see right here nothing's sticking, everything's cooking really well. Alright, but right here, we have a pollen spot. It's starting to stick quite a bit. So instead of having to stay on there and babysit that, or constantly putting water right there, all you do is you turn your pot a little bit and you create you a different hot spot right here, right? There you go. And just cool down, scratch that a little bit, just a little water. Let the water do its work. So a simple move of the pot for a hot spot changes your hot spot. Saves you any burning, saves you a sticky pot. Saves you a really bad spot when you're trying to clean it at the end too. So a little prep early goes a long way. Alright, what we're going to do is, as you can see, our onions are pretty much done. Okay. What I want to do is I want to check my pot. I don't want no hot spots. I want to get all my stuff from sticking on the bottom. Okay. Everything looks clean right there. Everything looks pretty good. And what we're going to do is we're going to insert our chicken. So I want to bring this all to one side, and I'm going to tell you why. I dumped some chicken one time on top of my onions, put some water, kind of stirred it a little bit, but I put so much chicken that we had so much chicken in the pot, it didn't knock all those onions off the bottom. So when I cooked it and it started cooking down, it ended up burning the bottom of the pot a little bit. So what I always do now is I move all these onions out of the way, or most of them anyway. Okay, and then I'll add my chicken to one side. Okay, something like this. That right there. Okay, and then I move these onions over on the top to here. That way I know there's no onions under my stuff. And then when I'm going to add my water, should be right where I need it. Okay? Now I know there's a lot of grease in this pot, but that's what we want. We want our grease. The grease is our flavor. You can always take that grease out at the very end, right before you serve. But until then, you have to cook with your grease. Your grease is your flavor. Your grease is everything that's in here. So before we go too far, we're going to add a little water. Add our water. I'm going to stir this around a little bit. Make sure Everything looks good. And right there we have about, I don't know, 2 kitchen cups full of water. We're gonna make it 3. Okay, and as you can see, this is how your gravy is gonna look. This is pretty much what your gravy is gonna look like up under this grease right here. Okay, it's a pretty dark gravy. I like it, especially for a chicken in the gravy. That's pretty. I like it. Okay, now chicken in the gravy is a little different from chicken stew. Chicken stew we make with a roux. This is just straight up water, chicken, and onions and bell peppers and sausage. Which brings me to this. We're gonna let this come to a boil. We're gonna keep our sausage in our pot for now. But I want to show you something. When we're gonna dump this in here, all this browning right here, that's all part of our gravy. All this grease is part of our flavor. Is the flavor from the sausage. We want to incorporate that in our meal right here. That gets this going. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this here. That stirred up good. I'm gonna put the lid on it just briefly. And we're gonna crank it. We're gonna get this to a boil. Once it gets boiling, we'll dump our sausage. We'll let it cook. Be ready to eat shortly. All right. I see some steam coming out of here, so I think we're ready. Sounds like we're pumping in there pretty good. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at this gravy. Beautiful. So what we're going to do is, I leave my sausage whole. Cut them toward the end. Okay? Again, see this? This flavoring is all from my sausage. I want that in here. I want all that grease and all that in here. If you want, you're gonna get a little extra water and just kind of bring all that out of here. All right. This is the hardest part of the cooking. That took us about 45 minutes to brown everything, get it where we need it to be. It's gonna take 1 hour chicken. But be careful, you can't let this cook for 4 hours. It'll fall apart. You'll be eating tiny bones for a month with that. So we wanna let this cook for 1 hour, and we'll come back and taste it, check it. In 1 hour, we're gonna test. Do we have enough seasoning? Do we need to add salt? Do we need to add a little pepper? Whatever we need to do, we're gonna taste it and see what else we need. All right. So I'm gonna let this cook. Put this on about a medium heat. And we're gonna let it sit for an hour. Which brings me to the word of the day. And people give me a hard time about this, but when I season, I want to season both sides of the chicken, right? So people say, Kobe, it's not both sides, it's both sides of the chicken. Which us Cajun people, we kind of blend a lot of words together. So Cajun word of the day is both, right? Season both sides of the chicken, or a boat that you go fishing in. Same thing. Same word, pronounced the same way, 2 different meanings. One problem you have is when you have 2 boats for sale, you say both boats for sale, people kind of get confused a little bit, you know what I'm talking about? Stay tuned for the next Cajun word of the day. Alright, we're about 30 minutes into cooking. We're going to see what we look like. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And you see right here your gravy, your grease, all that's coming together, right? But that is a beautiful gravy. The chicken in the gravy. Isn't it? Alright, what we're going to do right here, we're going to turn our fire down a little lower. Alright. And we're going to take our sausage out. And we're going to give it some more flavor. Cut it up. Let that cook down. Alright. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna stir this just a little bit, not too much. We're gonna start knocking that chicken apart, right? Just want to make sure there's nothing sticking on the bottom, which we not. Everything's good. Okay. And if you wonder why this is so thick and nice, there is no roux in here. It is just water and chicken and the gravy the chicken made. But these onions and bell peppers are cooked down and they'll thicken that gravy up for you like that. Isn't that beautiful? That is gorgeous. That is a beautiful gravy. All right. I'm gonna cut this up. Be careful because these things want to roll. Like that. And if you're good like me, you don't spill none of them. We got lucky. Alright. Stir this up. You just want to allow gravy to cook down a little bit more than not a lot at all. Just a little. So we're going to put this almost medium-low heat right there. Let this cook. Alright. Alright. Now it's time to eat. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that chicken. I'm gonna give me 2 pieces of chicken. Look at that gravy, how pretty. Isn't that beautiful? This is my absolute most favorite gravy for rice and gravy, salsa, and we have a little smothered cabbage. I'll show you how to cook that later. Smothered cabbage is good. Here we go. First round of Rice and Gravy Chronicles. Chicken in the gravy with some smothered cabbage. See y'all next week, because it's time for me to go eat. That's my favorite. This dish is phenomenal. I promise you, phenomenal. Cook this. Text me. Let me know what you think. I promise you, you're gonna want more. See y'all next week.